So if I have something to bounce from, then I know it's okay. Even if then I won't put much effort on this because I know I have something that will back me up. But now, I must always have something that if then this fails, at least ngizoba nokudla.
Sure.
Ngizoba nesinkonyana etafuleni.
But what I'm interested in is whether that contributes to you not putting in as much effort on plan A because you know that you have a plan B, you have a plan C, D, E, F, G.
In those kind of cases, do you not think having security would benefit you? Like having that plan B or that one skill that you could have also sharpened on the side where it would work in your favor in those kind of instances where you're retrenched, you don't have a job. So until you find your next gig, you can go a year or two.
Yeah.
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every other week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street podcast.
Something that I've actually been thinking about for a long time. I think ever since I've pointed it out to you guys, ever since then I've also been just thinking about it,
Yeah.
and trying to figure out Uguti. There's this thing, Uguti, as a person, whatever you pursue, you should have a plan A, plan B, plan C, D, E, F up to Z, right? So what I want to know is, or what I've been trying to wrap my head around is whether having a plan B, a plan K, a plan X, a plan Z is actually the best way to approach your goals, or it sort of prepares you for failing on whatever your plan A is. Because sometimes your plan A is exactly what you want to do. And now if you have a plan B, does that mean that, I understand that you should prepare for failure. Failure is always a thing, right? Things not going right is always a thing. But what I'm interested in is whether that contributes to you not putting in as much effort, on plan A because you know that you have a plan B, you have a plan C, D, E, F, G. So I just want to hear your thoughts, gents, on that. Like, what do you think?
I think for me, it comes in two ways. There is plan B and there's plan A and plan B, right?
Yeah.
A plan A I can say is the foundation. Foundation, what I mean by that is that the foundation, if maybe I plan to achieve this, that's the main goal at that time, right? But then we are human beings of always being skeptical about something. Oh shit, this might happen. Oh, I might fail. You understand? And le sense ukuthi sibe nalento ukuthi ngifuna ukungena but ngena ngiyawo le one.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to. And the other one is from the experience of my experience or experience of the next person or experience of the community or experience of someone close to me.
Sure.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, writing is like it's emotion or it's a pattern. Like it's from my father or it's from my grandfather. It's passed down somehow in a family. We are then we again a family name they try this and that and see as us we've never been successful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as much as I'm that person with ambitious to that point which I can achieve this. Sure, I'm passionate about it. I can achieve that. But at the same time, there's this thing that is waiting for me that I can fail. which is the one that we put it higher than achieving. Like we say, I know I can fail. But as much as I know I can fail, I know I have something I know which if then I fail, then I can learn to. Fana nokushaya amafoni yakhumbula that time sisakhula try ukushaya amafoni.
Sure.
You know ukuthi bonga masiqala sitry besitry ukuthi kune spring kune sponge.
Something to fall on.
Yes. So awukhona ukuthi ushaye le spring then bese kune ground. Obvious ntwana zona mawulenda la uzolimala. So we always want something ukuthi izona mawule. And right now mawuthi check it's not something ukuthi besiyenza is trying ukuthi maybe play ama games but somehow we teach about life.
Yeah.
Ukuthi must have something ukuthi mawubhamba la mawubuya phansi ungashaya inyama ungashaya ngethambo but shaya something zokwenza ube soft ukuthi khona ukubuya back.
Yeah.
Uyangithola. So not necessary ukuthi basiyibuka as a failure but masiyibuka as a pattern esikhulise ngayo. Uyangithola.
Okay.
As for you maybe ungayibuka ukuthi okay no for me it's a failure because mangicheck ukuthi so if I have something to bounce from then I know ukuthi okay even then I won't put much effort on this because I know I have something that will back me up. But now nginalento yokuthi I must always have something that if then this fails at least ngizoba nokudla.
Sure.
Ngizoba nesinkonyana etafuleni.
Yeah.
Uyangithola because at the end of the day one thing that we have in common with everyone is running away ukuthi at the end of the day I need to have bread.
Yeah.
On top of my table.
Yeah,
And for me to have a bread.
That's a quite interesting analogy. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, my question will be Mauzo shy flip yako.
Yeah.
You know Guti there's a sponge, right?
Yeah.
And it's likely Guti the first time you try it, you're not gonna get it right, but the sponge will be there to
Sure.
like, cushion you and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
One. So what I'm asking is if that sponge was not there,
Yeah.
would you give yourself that thing you would say, okay, I know I'm gonna get this wrong, or you would think Uguti, I should get this right because if I don't, I'm gonna break my neck or I'm gonna break my bones. So I'm trying to see Uguti, if we can measure it that way, Uguti, how fast you can be able to do the flip successfully.
To
But
perfect it.
How faster can you do it when you have a sponge and when you
we
don't?
So yazi buya kulapho le. We have to this point ukuthi I do have it and at the same time ngibuka ukuthi okay I don't have it. Right? But now more checker it's 70 to 30% chances. The 70% is like as long as I still have something that will make me live.
Yeah.
Something that okay as usho ukuthi if I jump but at the same time ngiyajump ukhumbula ukuthi empilweni at the end of the day as much as ngingathiwa ngiyajumpa you know ukuthi at the end of the day noma ngathiwa akusi something ngizofola kuyo that will back me up but I know there's something ezokhona ukuthi nginikeze ukudla because at the end of the day masiphilela ukuthi ngisurvive tomorrow.
Sure.
Right? So into ucheck kule nto leyo ukuthi right now ngizobhampa mara mangifola da I know ukuthi ngizofola ngizolimala. But mangilimala, at least I have people that will support me. And once I have those people, at least failure is easy to carry. Then it's hard to carry if then I'm alone.
Yeah.
You understand? So at least if then ngiyazi even if I can try it, but then my chances mawuthi check is 70 to 30. 30 I can say I can try it. But the main fact that I have a support system that gives me 30%. But the fact that I know I will get hurt, that gives me 70%. Waiting I try. And in a corner I don't need you. Because in your pillar and
Yeah.
but then it pushes you to a point or point of limit where now it's saying this depends on your life. It's either you die or you live. Then that's when now you that opportunity it's a must you do it.
I think, sorry, I don't know if you're
Sure.
Sorry to cut you short. I think just I want to chime in. It's gonna be a two-way street.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on your question and your analogy is that at the end of the day, each person has to measure their own success,
Sure.
right? And that differs from person to person. So your success might be different to his and to mine. And based on that, accompanied by experience, kind of determines whether you need a plan B or C or whatever, right? So I'll make my points by saying a person that went to school and studied for a specific field or whatever,
Profession.
yeah, whatever profession, knows exactly what they're going to go do, knows exactly what is expected of them from whatever they're going to be doing, right? So already you know it's okay, I need to do 1, 2, 3.
Way to compromise.
Yeah. But if I then decide from a point where I was maybe in retail and I'm like, you know what, I feel like I need to try something new, yeah? But it's something I've never been exposed to.
Yeah.
I don't have that experience or prior knowledge of what I'm going into. So I still need to keep this retail job while I am exploring this newfound interest in whatever I want to like experience. So now I'm like, okay, let me keep this retail job, but let me pursue this. In case this fails, at least I still have this cushion we were talking about, the sponge that we need to have
Fall on.
in case I fall, right? So I feel like based on what your measurement of success is, determines whether you even end up needing a plan B, C, or D. And sometimes it's not even based on your measurement of success, but also like indlela oyenza ngayo izinto, how you apply yourself. I think that's what you were saying with it. Do you even end up applying like your full potential towards something if you know that there's something to fall back on?
Sorry to catch you
Yeah.
on that point. My question would be, do you think the upbringing has an impact in that?
What?
Upbringing yakho. I mean, to a certain extent, yes. I mean, if in the household they inspire you to take risks, they inspire you to go out and explore and venture into different things, then obviously you come into society more confident, as opposed to someone that comes home from school and you're like, no, I want to try this, and like, no, don't do that. No, this will happen. You know, there's physical there's physical sports where your parents will be like, no, that you'll end up broken or whatever. But it turns out you go into that sport and you end up becoming a Siyakulis. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And had you listened to your parents, then you might not have actually lived up to that level. Yeah, so I think upbringing also kind of contributes to how you end up thinking in society.
Yeah. In that perspective,
Yes,
and also
in
in
that
the perspective of this is gonna be a waste of time. This is the easiest way to make money.
Yeah,
based on
definitely.
survival. Being
That's why I was
raised
saying
because of
measuring
survival.
success. You know,
Yeah.
based on measuring success. So yeah, I think that was my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. So there's an example I want to make. I think that most creative people can relate with. After grade 12, I wanted to be a magician. I told my mom that I'm going to Cape Town and I'm going to join the College of Magic, and she was like, nope. At least have a qualification, like a proper qualification, and then you can pursue this magic thing that you're passionate of. And with other people, that would translate to, yo, I want to be a singer, I want to be a dancer, I want to be an actor, I want to be any form of creativity that people usually are passionate about
Creative
and want to
career,
pursue. Yeah. And they are told that, or they've been told that, you should look for something concrete, like
This doesn't
your
have money.
normal jobs, like your normal professions or career paths. And then you can pursue your creative endeavors.
on the side.
Yeah, on the side, or you can pursue them after at least you have
Achieving this and that.
qualification, and specifically an educational qualification or a formal education qualification. Yeah, one.
Must be verified.
Yeah, by societal standards, right? So, or the system. So my question would be, let's say I wanted to be that magician, and my parents told me that I should at least have like a formal qualification
Sure.
first, so that it's my backup plan if this magic thing does not work.
Sure.
Right? So what I meant about how quick you can achieve something, because I believe that everyone would like to achieve whatever they want to achieve
Quickly.
or quicker, and that's only the only determining factor of how quicker you can achieve something is the amount of time you put
Into it.
Yeah. So what I'm asking is, if I'm doing this side formal qualification, that's gonna be my sponge, something to fall back on if my creative career path does not work. Doesn't that mean that I'm gonna succeed slower than I would have liked to if I have this, compared to if I'm just doing this like
Full time.
putting as much effort as I can.
Even the
into
effort
this.
on this side, putting it this side.
So even putting effort on this thing, knowing very well in mind that I have something to fall back on. It sort of, in my mind, it sort of looks like I will, or most people would think that, would take it lightly.
Yeah.
Whatever they are pursuing, they would take it lightly because they know that if this doesn't work, I always have
Something
something
else.
to fall back on.
I think,
Relax.
I think also to try, like, I'm just gonna go against the whole idea of having just one thing that you can put all your time and effort into, right? In a case where, because I feel like it's a case-to-case type of situation. Let's say now it's a situation where it's not in your control, where you put all of your time and effort into this one thing. But even with all of that done, it leads to your own detriment. You get retrenched. The company closes down. COVID happens. Those kind of things. Then in those kind of cases, do you not think having security would benefit you? Like having that plan B, or that one skill that you could have also sharpened on the side, where it would work in your favor in those kind of instances where you're retrenched, you don't have a job. So until you find your next gig, you can go a year or two without finding a new gig, but something to fall back on to cushion that blow. You're with the ish.
Marantana, the problem here with Hispana by two. It depends who you are first. As I mentioned, with the first thing, we have one individual or narrating the way you show according with shit, I have this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as much as I'm putting this much effort on this, I have this in case this happens.
Fails,
but
yeah.
I'm still going to put much effort on this. But then, okay, I have this, I don't need to put much effort in this. You understand? So, there's no palate.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, whatever you do, at least try to put much effort on it. So that at least in any case, if it fails, you know what you did your best.
Yeah.
But now we have those ones who are like, promising now. Let's say you saw a player who to catch the ball. That ball, there's a different ways of moving a corner. Don't feel harm and feel move it. Then no muto will catch straight.
Yeah.
Doesn't the lasers fun? You understand? So using the lasers to as much as we have a plan A, plan B, but at the same time, the way you put the effort or the energy, it should be the same.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I mean, look at it in this way also. An insurance. Insurance is not something, you don't pay insurance because of something you know is going to happen.
Sure.
It's something you're hoping what won't happen, but it might happen.
Death, yeah.
So it's the same with having a plan B. That's an insurance policy plan that you're busy paying for. You might never need that insurance. You might never need to claim. But you're paying. And it's taking money out of your pocket.
Sure.
Money in this case being time and effort that you could be putting into this. Money that I could have been using to invest into something else. But because we live in a society where things happen though. Yeah, but that's why
Every
these things like
possibility is possible.
Hey, so that's why these things like insurance. You don't insure your phone knowing that you're always at home or whatever the case is. But in the event where you get mugged or you lose it, you obviously don't think those things will happen, but there is a chance that it might happen. You still take out money, right? And no one's gonna convince you to die. Take out this money because you know there is that slight chance where I don't know when or how, but that might happen. And in that event, I need that cushion. I'm told, hey, if this happens, then I need to land on something to kind of cushion that blow. Yeah, well, so like I'm not against or for the whole plan A, plan B thing. For me, I honestly feel like the one plan should work out. And so that one plan should work out. And if it's a plan B, it should stem from your plan A. It shouldn't be something far away from. So if my plan A fails, then, for instance, if I get retrenched, then whatever I was doing here should kind of aid in me being able to start my own thing. It's still part of my plan A. I'm still doing what I was doing in plan A. Yeah, but it's not now like I was in corporate, now I'm playing sports. Those two things do not connect in any kind of way. Or I was in sports, but now I've got an injury, so now I have to go to retail. You know, those kind of things don't work. But in the cases of sport, I know this happens a lot in like we were saying now, in creative gigs and whatever the case is, or sports and whatever the case is, where the event of you being injured is very high.
Yeah.
Because it's physical. Like, it requires a lot out of you. You know, you're pushing your body to the limits. So you need that insurance plan where you know it's okay, if I break a bone or I break a limb or whatever the case is, then there's something that will support me in the event where I'm trying to recover. And if I can't fully recover, then I need to find something else to venture into.
So when as a person who've been doing my flips,
Yeah.
so how scared were you? Because most of the time, the way before was shy. We are born a this card to touch this card.
Yeah.
Then you touch this card sometimes with you're trying to aim for the right time. Sometimes you touch this card because at the same time
you're still trying to bring back that that experience.
Would I fall
on my back or land on my feet?
You understand?
I think for me it's experience. Like what I said initially, experience has a part to play. If umuntu that has never done a somersault or backflip or whatever in their life, I do a backflip for me, that person will never do a backflip. You'll constantly be doing this the whole time, you know. But for me, it's like, even though I can go years without doing it, I know how it's done. I know what I have to do. It's now like pulling a part of my brain that has experienced this whole thing and trying to draw that back. Yeah, but not just the mind, but the body too needs to like listen to what the mind is saying. And I need to land on my feet.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean that it will be a successful flip because I'm older now. Yes. You know, my body does not react the same way. And when I was probably doing it then, I was much smaller in height and in weight. So it was easier for me to pick up my body and flip and whatever the case is. But now it's a different time, different age, and all of these things. I've went through different like experiences. So experience then has to play a part in that. And even when I do it, I don't do a full flip. I still need to remind myself. So I'll touch the ground how many ever times until I perfect it. Then I'm like, okay, you know, and then I try it. But it doesn't mean that I'll make a successful flip. Yeah, well, and then for someone else that is scared to then break a limb or whatever, then you'll have to put that sponge there. You know, your plan B would, okay, if I don't make a successful flip, especially for gymnastic athletes, those people do a lot of sponge training before they go out and then start doing it wherever it is they're competing, you know, because they have to land the flips and it has to be accurate. So you do it 1,000 times before you even get it right. you know, but it doesn't mean that it's you steering away from your plan A. You just kind of supplementing that plan A to work, you know. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Was okay.
So I don't think the insurance example you made explains or is a good analogy for a plan B.
For plan B.
Yeah. I don't think so. Only because that insurance is, how can I put this? Okay, let me put it this way. I'll have another conversation about it, which is, look at the approach that we have for relationships and marriage.
Yeah.
When you get into a marriage, you put everything in. You're like, okay, I'm all in. You know the divorce statistics,
sure,
but you're like, I'm gonna put everything in with this person,
all chips
and
on
this
the table.
person, only them, right?
Yeah.
And whatever will happen, you're gonna deal with it when it actually happens. You don't say, okay, maybe I should have some secret family on the side, so in case this person cheats on me, in case our personalities with this person sort of become incompatible as we grow.
Sure.
Anything that could happen that could lead to you guys ending up in divorce, you don't need any insurance for that. We don't approach it with the way that we need any insurance with that. And it takes me back to a conversation we had 6, 8 months, 7 months ago about relationships, approaching dating actually, where I think we all agreed that if you are dating multiple people compared to dating one person, the effort that you put into getting to know each other, which is the dating process, will be different. It will drag for when you are, or it will not be, it won't be full effort when it's multiple people compared to one people. And you also look at whatever you want to pursue. If you are pursuing multiple things, the effort that you're putting in won't be the same as when you're putting in effort to one thing.
Sure.
So that's how I'm actually looking at it. And what you were just saying reminded me of a study that was made, or an experiment rather, that was made between our athletes. So there were two groups of athletes. I think it was basketball players. And one group was taken to the field so that they can practice getting their hoops right.
Yeah.
And then one group was told to just envision having the ball and throwing and getting it right. And guess which group performed better? The group that was envisioning the whole thing compared to the group that was actually in the field practicing. So I know that can be applied with most things that we deal with in life, but it's quite an interesting thing to think of as well, that people who envision doing something more can actually get it done compared to people who can be on the field trying to get it right by actually practicing. So for me, maybe it has to do with your will, how much amount of will you put into doing something. That's why I'm saying I feel like when you have something to fall back on, the will that you have to do something, for you to be determined to succeed at it, gets weaker compared to when you actually
put your all into it.
Put all your will into this one thing. Yeah, I'm still also trying to process what you're saying about the other side, which is the example you made about gymnastics.
Yeah, I think it's also a case-to-case thing.
Yeah, as you said.
Because like we were speaking about sports, athletes and all of that.
Yeah.
Things where you know you're gonna get injured.
Yeah.
You don't know when, but the thing is, it will happen. And so, bazukapa udlala ibhola or udlala rugby, you wanna get tackled by some guy you know. But for those cases that you know are gonna happen, you don't want it to happen. But it's a physical sport, so you have to prepare for those kind of things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's things like being an entrepreneur, where you know, Guti, this has to work. There you can't say, okay, if this doesn't work, then I'll try that, because your plan A has to work before you start thinking about plan B, C, and like let this fail before you try something else. And if it is to fail, know that you put your all into it. You understand? And then there's a case where we are sparring. This is not now like you being an entrepreneur, because there's you being an entrepreneur while you're working. That is plan A, B. We are sparring now, your plan A, but if this fails, I'll push my side gig. That's your plan B. So there's the work perspective where you know that, okay, I need a 9 to 5. I need to sustain a family. I want to raise kids. I want this, that, and the third. You know, I want a car. I want all of these things. But you need something secure to kind of go with that, right?
In which most people see the 9 to 5 actually as that secure
the
means
roots.
to the end.
Yeah. So then you'll do all of that, right? You'll get your secure job to sustain your lifestyle or the way you live your life and what you want to attain and all of that. But something in the back of your mind is like, you know what, I don't want to do this 9 to 5 forever.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's when you plant your plan B seed. In the event where I want to retire when I'm 30, I have this seed that I've been planting. Is that a plan B? Where you've been planting a seed and it's been growing all of this time?
Who's been taking care of the seed?
I mean, it's your seed.
Sure.
Yeah, it's your seed. So obviously you're taking care of it, or you're finding someone else to actually nurse your seed. You know, where it's doing its own thing. I don't think that kind of
It's a plan.
Yeah, it still constitutes as a plan, because what you were saying about envisioning throwing a ball into a hoop, right? That is also something you're envisioning. I want to retire when I'm 30, and by the time I retire when I'm 30, the minute I'm in my 30s, 40s, and 50s, I want to be pushing this.
So what are you calling it? Are you calling it investing in a plan B or investing in the future?
It's a bit of both, because your plan, what you want to do with your plan B, is to invest in your future.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of both. But what I was saying also, don't forget what I was saying, Uti. It doesn't mean that because you want to kind of have this thing that you want to push when you retire, doesn't mean you can't push this gig to your fullest until you're 30. You understand?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you planting a seed must take away the effort you must put into this job that you have. You know?
So something you said that I'm actually recalling right now, and I think it's a good point that you made. Among the other good points that you made is the relation between your plans.
Yeah.
The plan A, plan B. I'm saying that I want to be a singer.
Sure.
And then my plan B is I'll work for a construction company. They have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Compared to
It's still there.
your mic.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that it could have been creating sounds. I hope it was audible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to if you want to be a singer,
Sure.
and you work for a marketing agency, so that you can take the skills that you have from marketing and apply them to growing yourself
as an
a
artist.
singer.
Yeah.
So that's relational.
Sure.
They relate with each other. I think that was an important point. And also the point that I wanted to make, just to add on that, is, and maybe also driving the conversation home, would be if you have a plan,
sure,
all the other plans should supplement
what
your
you're
plan
doing.
A.
Sure.
So if you want to be something or you want to pursue something, it should be a matter of what's the worst that could go wrong. And then you list all those things that could go wrong. And then your plan B would be trying to solve all those things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Eliminate them.
Say, I want to, the singer example I think is perfect. I want to be a singer. What could go wrong? Me not getting booked, my music not sticking, not being able to generate sales and to grow the brand. Those are the things that could go wrong for you not to be
established,
maybe a successful singer or an established singer. So what other plans now should I have so that I can fill those gaps in case they happen? Okay, it means now I have this great voice. Sure, I'm a singer. That's my passion. But now it means I should learn how to write.
Sure.
That's the plan B. And once you learn how to write, it means that you can write articles. You can write songs for other people.
Sure.
That can still make you money. You can be a ghostwriter.
Within the same field.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. What if I don't get booked? And now that marketing example that I actually mentioned. Now it means I have to learn marketing now. What else?
How many people, if you would say, that does that?
Of course, most people just focus on the thing that's at hand.
Yeah.
And their plan B doesn't relate with the main plan A. So that's why I was saying,
the relation
just to
part.
drive the conversation home, I think that if you're gonna have a plan B, it should be a plan B that supplements your plan A. But the main focus at all times should be plan A. Having a plan B that's gonna be different. If my restaurant doesn't work, I'm gonna start a hair salon. If a hair salon doesn't work, I'm
not
gonna
related.
trade in Bitcoin.
Sure.
And then it means that now
they're not related.
You're gonna have your effort multiplies into many different things that have nothing to do with your main goal. So I think as well, those are my last words. I don't know what you guys
I think that's a good point though. The whole relation thing I think is important. And I think for me, my parting words would be to have your plan A, right? And not necessarily have a plan B because you feel like plan A is not going to work, but have a plan B to kind of help your plan A in working. You understand? So
basically saying the same thing.
The same thing. And I feel like everyone's going to end up saying the same thing because that's really what we want to drive. That's the conversation where we want. That's where we want the conversation to go.
Don't be a magician because you might fail,
but
have a career in teaching.
Yeah, like if you're Houdini, for instance, and you don't become Houdini, go act being Houdini.
Yeah.
You're still Houdini, you know?
Yeah.
You're acting as a magician, but you're still doing your plan A.
Exactly.
You know, and I think, those are my last words. I don't think I have a lot to say on that.
I think was this place abayibiza isempumalanga where more hamba ngayo kamanzi uyazi lento lokuthi more kamanzi ubona lento ngathi uyajima ngathi umswinki so yabona the effort that you're putting there ukuthi ugcwalise that le packet le ulhambise
water from a borehole.
Yes,
water pump
ukuthi ukhona ukuthi ulithathe ulisendlini ubuye futhi uyelandelinye. You understand? Already le effort oyifakile ukuthi ushigcwalise lokuqala the same effort uzoyifaka ukuthi ugcwalise lezi 2. That means you have a backup. That's what. So ma une-backup kanjalo une-backup, but that backup you know ukuthi nginayo, but as much as nginayo I know ukuthi kumele ngiyibeke ngenze sure ukuthi ngisecured.
Yeah.
I'm secured with okay, I have it. But at the same time, I know ukuthi I had to put the same energy when you show ukuthi achieve the first one. So why now we didn't put the same energy to achieve the second one? Which is what you did. Mozolani packet at least 2. Right? So what I'm trying to say is this, Uti. As much as you can have plan A and plan B. Plan A, you put your 100% effort.
Sure.
You know why you put your 100% effort? It's because of one reason. Sometimes when we fail, at least you know with monga to a manje, maybe let's say in full of your kitchen. But it's much better if you fail knowing which okay, I'm not going to this catalyst being played through us. But manje maybe sing about my reasons ukuthi uncle yama ngizwanga which are my reasons wasebenzisa ukuthi spec up why you didn't yeah. But at the end of the day, at least we have a secured reasons why you didn't do it. But at the end of the day, you know ukuthi okay, I have this nyenze in 100%, I have this, I did it in 100%. So at the end of the day, you know with whatever you do khona lento lebothanda kuyisho mawenza magic yakho ukuthi you play hard and work hard. This is one and the same thing with as much as singabantu ukuthi when you play hard, when you play hard and you work hard. So even nalezi zinto ezithi zenza sure ukuthi for me I take it as a plan A and play B. Ukuthi my plan B I play hard and at the same time I work hard. So both of them I put the same energy.
Yeah, so your plan B is your plan A.
Even nasifike evarsity kunalento ukuthi hayi ekuse lala ngizoyenza fun. We had fun. But mangesikhathi ukuthi ubhala ama test ngesikhathi ama test. Didn't think ukuthi ngine 24 ngine 12 efridgini. I think try ukuthi ngithi ngibambe nyana ithunyana, but you know ukuthi at the end of it the main goal was it. Yeah. As the way we be ngakhona ukuthi somehow these things made is a compliment. You had fun, but that fun had to complement what ukuthi I had to pass at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This is the main goal engizelela. You so lezi zinto lezi uyazenza mara zikubheka up ukuthi you stay motivated to achieve this one. So zikwenza ukuthi at least somehow this thing yenza ukuthi be easy. The main goal. So this surrounded the main goal. So ZA support is a supporting system. But more I check, it's you having fun, and that fun is motivated to achieve this. Then at the same time, you have family kuba mani parents or a mother. Loko no good you have with this person, they're spending their money, hard-earned money, with back on work send and pay rent, buy food. So that somehow is a supporting system on its own.
Sure.
Unalento good sometimes you are color, we shot 100 rand. Ukuthi maybe at least ukhona ukuhlanganisa nama-agency do there and that. You have a sister to call or a brother to call. You understand? Somehow that's the motivation system ukuthi shit. I still have the main goal. You understand? Somehow this thing ikhona ukuthi ibe magnet. Ikhona attract all these things.
Yeah.
You understand? And I must attract all these things. You know ukuthi at the end of the day I must be able to take out these things.
Okay.
That's your achievement. And once you are called to answer that day, no matter what, you plan A, you plan B, but at the end of the day, the main goal is to achieve this. And once you come to achieve it, at least we have to I knew within the Bengizelela or in the Gizem, and then the Kongo Kuluma sometimes with his appearance, human beings, right? But at the end of the day, we now learned to was with some move a Porsche. You knew what you purchase. But now Oshanabazan isn't the part. But you know what there's one thing in this. It's either what you can support the family, it's either what you can pay. As in Yizindo, Tinamas Vela, even if maybe to be supporting system yako. See Vela Skono attractor your main goal. Uguti. These guys at least banging so we can push up better. Ulendeng push up. This is petunga. Whatever la khona Spanish side. Kuyazi ukuthi ngiphethe uMagogo. Magogo is the main reason why ngenza so. So magogo I know is a plan B ukuthi ngiyazivunya phaziseka. Magogo ukhona ukuthi kuzonke. But at the same time magogo yini is the main reason why I'm pushing my plan A. So somehow it is how you structure it, it's how you analyze it, it's how you put it. You understand? At the end of the day, konje lento yini lento besibiza le ukuthi mazoshaya khona lokwayenza eroomini le ukuthi ushaya if maybe une plan ukuthi break it down. Boyibiza ngani? Is it ikigai? Khona lebo khona
one page marketing plan.
Yeah, one page marketing plan. The way the way we analyze ngakhona. But somehow you break it down, there is a main goal.
Yeah.
That main goal is not just a goal, but that goal it needs a supporting system which is to be achievable.
Yeah.
You understand? Then you are going to break it down in a format which at least is achievable. You understand? But somehow at the end of the day, in the sense which we break off or we break down from the main goal, it's because sometimes we have too much expectation and the goal is not achievable.
Smart.
You understand?
Smart goals.
Yeah. At the
So
end
I
of the
think
day,
to conclude, what I'm getting is when you have a plan A, your plan B, C, D, E, F, G shouldn't be there for you to fall on when you fail,
yeah,
but they should be there to support the main goal.
definitely.
Bicycle. When you're starting to learn to ride a bicycle as a child, there's those support wheels. The main objective is for you to be able to ride the bike forward.
Find balance.
And those wheels are only there for that purpose, so that you don't fall on the sides.
Definitely.
So yeah, I get it.
As we always say,
Let your plan B be your plan A.
yeah.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of each other and take care of your pockets. This is the Empty Street Podcast and we signing out.
Wait.
Great conversation. In a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.